Hi everyone, today I'm joined by Rob Acton, who's going to be telling us all about his brand new card game for, is it 2 to 5 players?
2 to 5, yeah.
2 to 5 players called Ambition. So Rob, welcome.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks very much for having me.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about what is Ambition all about?
Well, Ambition is a small card game, for, as we said, for 2 to 5 players. And the object of the game is to get more power than everyone else. And power is represented by tokens or coins. And the first person to get to 10 tokens is the winner of the game.
Okay.
So it's a fairly confrontational, strategic card game.
Okay, excellent. And how long does it take sort of an average game to play?
It varies, but you probably find once you know the rules, you're looking at between 15 and 35 minutes.
Okay, nice. So it's quite nice and short, like kind of fill
idea.
that filler territory.
Yeah,
in
that's
between
very
some-
much the idea. Is small card game, but with some strategic depth.
Okay, excellent. So tell me a little bit about what actually happens over the course of a turn.
Okay, so turns are fairly regimented in the sense that there's the same set of things that happen each time.
Sure.
The first thing that'll happen is each of the players will pass one of our cards, and we'll start with 2.
Okay.
And we'll pass one of our cards to the player on our left.
Sure.
That's not simultaneous. That is, I will pass, and then then the next player will pass, and then you will pass.
Okay.
And so you're entitled to pass even the card that you were given.
Right. Okay.
And once we've all passed, that's the end of what we call the pass phase, and that's all we do. And once we've done that, then the next thing we'll do is we will play a card. And when I say play a card, we will put face down on the table the card we would like to play that round.
Okay.
I say would like to because it's not guaranteed that we're going to be able to.
Sure, but we lock it in.
We lock it in and we do it simultaneously. So we all choose our card. And then the very next phase is called the block phase. And that's where the interpersonal anticipation aspect of the game comes
Sure.
in. Because starting with the player to the right of the first player and going anti-clockwise, everyone will select a character. And perhaps it's necessary to say that each of the cards contains an individual character. in
Okay,
the board.
sure. Okay.
So each of the players will then nominate, one by one, we will nominate a character that we want to block. In other words, a character or a card that can't be activated.
Okay.
And here what we're trying to do is we're trying to anticipate what the other players have played because we'd like to stop them activating their
cards and getting money. Obviously.
So the more knowledge we have about what cards are on the table or what cards are available, then the more likely we're going to be able to anticipate what our opponents are playing.
Sure. So the later turns, you have a pretty good knowledge of what's in play, and then you can start really targeting the cards
Yes.
that you sort of expect.
Because unlike a lot of games, we don't automatically redeal the cards at the end of every round.
Sure.
Here we will sit with the same cards in play, with some exceptions, because there are ways of getting more cards into the game. But the same set of cards will start to do the rounds, and we will start to get more and more knowledge of what we think is in the game and what we think our opponents are going to play. So there's a mind game
Sure.
which develops, and that's part of the intention. So that's the blocking phase. We'll all nominate, and we can't block the same character. We each must choose a different one.
Okay.
So once we've all blocked, and we've all named out loud the card we want to block, then the last important phase is called the activation phase. And there we go back to the first player, and in clockwise order, if we can, we'll reveal our cards and activate the power on the card.
Sure.
I say can because if you're blocked, someone has named your card, well then you just tap it with your hand to indicate that you're blocked, and play moves to the next player
Sure.
who may or may not activate their card. And that's your typical turn.
Wow.
Once we've done that, all the cards have been revealed and all the powers that can be activated are activated. Then the first player token will move to the left, and we will repeat the
So
same process.
it really is as simple as pass a card, lock a card in, nominate a card that's going to be blocked, and then if you can, play your card.
Exactly.
And that's it.
That's your turn sequence, and that's what happens on every turn.
So the real meat of the game would obviously then be in the character cards and what they do.
Correct. The meat of the game is in the character cards and what they do, coupled with which of those cards you think I have,
Sure.
and which of those cards you think I'm going to try and play.
Okay.
And that really is where the game, I hope, elevates from the table level to the player interaction level.
Perfect. So I think that the next thing that we need to do is actually take a look at these cards one at a time and see what they all do. So we can get an idea of what options are available to us in the game.
Okay. So the first of the cards, and probably the simplest, is the king. If you successfully activate the king, what it allows you to do is to take 3 coins. So very simple, you can get money that way. And as I go through the cards, I will go from simple to the more complex. So, the next one is the huntsman. Now the huntsman, you could get 3 coins, but only if you are the first player, which is indicated by the first player token. So if you're the first player and you activate the huntsman, you will get 3 coins. If you're not the first player, you won't get anything. So the princess is the next card up, and the princess allows you to get 2 coins and then to nominate one of the other players in the game. Anyone you choose, and that player also is able to take a coin. So you're getting coins, but you're also giving coins to another player.
Sorry, when you say nominate a player, you mean nominate one of these roles?
No, I mean one of the other players.
Rob?
One of the players around the table.
Okay.
So I could say, Gareth, take a coin.
Okay, cool.
I would probably only say that if you were the person with the lowest number of coins at the time.
Sure, yeah.
Certainly that's what play testing is indicated.
Cool, alright, perfect.
Alright, the thief, not very surprisingly, steals coins from other players. Now that's 2 coins. How you decide to steal is up to you. So you can take 1 coin from 2 different players, or you could take 2 coins from another player. So the player with the most number of coins often becomes a target.
Cool.
The merchant is slightly more tricky, because the merchant, their power only activates at the end of the activation phase. But what the merchant does is it allows you to draw a number of coins equal to the number of cards that were activated this round.
Okay.
In other words, if all of us, in a 3-player game, if all of us activated our cards, well, then the merchant would get 3 coins.
Sure.
1 for himself and 2 for the other 2 players. But what this means, of course, is that some players may choose not to activate their cards
Sure.
once you play the merchant, just to prevent you from getting money.
So especially if the merchant is one of the first things that's activated,
Exactly.
The other players may say, okay, I'm not actually going to activate anything, screw that guy.
We found that some of the players who are playing the game at a sort of higher level like to play the merchant as the first card, particularly in large player counts, because they know it puts pressure on the other players not to reveal potentially decent cards.
That's it. It's a bit of a, you're putting a bit of a chokehold on everyone right at the start.
So if another player plays the merchant, even though it might be my turn and I may be able to activate my card, I may choose to tap it rather than to activate it, just to prevent the merchant player
Cool.
from getting money. Yes.
Awesome.
So the Madman, everybody's favorite or least favorite card. The Madman, if you activate this card, you immediately gain a coin.
Sure.
But you then immediately gather up all the cards on the table, reshuffle and redeal them to all the players starting from your left.
Wow. So, and that's cards in the hand as well.
That's cards in hand as well. So what the Madman has done is effectively stopped everybody else from activating that round and then randomly redistributed the cards.
Wow.
Now that is particularly harsh on players who have managed to accumulate more than the starting number of cards.
Sure.
Because their cards are then going to be redistributed
Yeah.
in a set pattern, and it may result in them having fewer cards at the end of the day than they started with.
Interesting.
So, yes, can be infuriating.
Yeah,
but
especially
always,
if you don't get a chance to activate it. If someone plays Madman right at the beginning.
always fun, and always a good reason to block the Madman if you can.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right, the assassin, not surprisingly, is able to assassinate and remove another character card from the game. So the player who activates the assassin gets a coin,
Okay.
and then names another character, character who they think is in play. If that character is in play, either in a hand or on the table, the controlling player reveals the character. They are then removed face up permanently from the game,
Wow.
and the victim, if I can call him that, the victim, he or she then draws another card randomly into their hand.
Sure.
Although they
Okay.
can't play that card this turn,
Yeah.
but they replace it with a random card.
So that's one of the ways that new cards can come into sort of
Exactly.
what's going around the table.
Although it's a zero-sum gain in the case of the assassin, because there's always one going out and one
Yeah, you lose and you gain.
and one coming in.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Okay, the actor has the ability to impersonate other characters. So when you activate this card, you gain a coin, as it indicates on the card, And then you draw the top card off the deck. You then take either the actor or that card. You shuffle them. You decide. You can decide which one. You just shuffle them to confuse other players. And then you put either the actor or that extra card back on the deck, and you keep the other one.
Wow, okay.
All right? The effect of that is that the other players don't know whether you kept the actor or whether you exchanged the actor for another card in the
Sure.
deck. In this case, I kept the actor,
Cheeky.
but there might be something better that comes up that you want to replace it with.
Yes, yeah.
And of course, people don't know what it is.
Sure. Okay, interesting.
Okay, so going up to the next tier in terms of complexity, probably is the bodyguard. Now, the bodyguard, as you can see, will earn you a coin, but he'll also give you the ability to name another character. Now, bear in mind that during the block phase, let's imagine a 3-player game, all 3 of us have named a character that's blocked. The player who activates the bodyguard after the block phase can then name another character that's blocked. So bring an additional block into the game. Obviously, it's only valuable if he plays early in the round,
Yeah.
before other people can activate cards.
Sure.
But there's nothing worse than having a big card to play. You hear all the blocks and nobody's blocked your card. You're ready to play, and then some fool plays the bodyguard and immediately blocks your winning card.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. So the bodyguard is a way of blocking an extra.
Yeah, so you're
an
blocking
extra
2 cards in a turn,
Yes.
essentially. Okay, cool.
card. Okay. Before explaining the knight, I should mention that in the game, at the start of every round, any player is entitled to pay 2 coins to draw another card into their hand.
Okay.
Now, obviously, you need 2 coins in order to do that, but it does give you the benefit of having another random card and increasing the number of cards in your hand, increasing your options. The knight is simply a cheaper way of doing that. So if
Okay.
you activate the knight, you can pay 1 coin as opposed to 2, which is what everyone else has to pay, and you can draw another card.
Sure.
So the knight gives you more options. That's what it does.
Okay. Cool. Assuming no one blocks him.
Assuming no one blocks him, yes. All of this is on the assumption that you aren't blocked.
Sure.
Okay, so the witch. If you play the witch, and this is essential, you have to point a crooked finger at another player and say the word curse in as witchy a voice as you possibly can.
Sure.
And when you do that, not only do you get a coin, but you force the player that you've cursed to swap out their activated card with one that's in their hand.
Okay.
Now
But they
that-
get to choose.
They can choose. So if they got more than one option, they can then decide which card to replace it with.
Okay.
And it may be a good thing for them because their card may have been blocked originally, and now the witch is giving them an opportunity to play a card that isn't blocked.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. That's
But
a twist.
if they've only got 2 cards, as they would at the start of the game, then the only other card they can play is the one in their hand.
Yeah, okay.
If that's blocked, well, then they've got to have to tap.
Sure, okay.
So that's what the witch does.
Okay, good to know.
The spy gets a coin and then allows the player who activated the spy to take this token, which they keep until the next round.
Okay.
On the next round, they have to place this token on their card. It will be face down
Sure.
because it will have been played in the play phase. The only exception, of course, is that they can't put this token on the spy. In other words, they can't play the spy 2 rounds,
2
in,
rounds
a
in a
row.
row. Okay.
But whatever other card they play, they put this token on it. And what it means is, even if the character that they've played is blocked, they can still activate it.
Sure.
And in doing so, they discard this token. So it's a free play, in other
Sure.
words. Obviously, then this ties into a whole lot of combinations because players will play the spy to try and set up another card that's going to earn them. Let's say the king. If I had the spy and the king, I'm essentially guaranteeing myself 4
The king
coins.
playing, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, I'd
interesting.
get the king in play.
So, and I've got a question. If you had activated the spy and then a player later in the round had activated the assassin
Yes.
and assassinated the spy,
Yes.
would you still get to keep the token for your
You
next round?
do not. The token disappears, and,
Okay.
and the assassin is very destructive in that way.
Sure.
Another
okay.
way the assassin often works is, so player 1 in a 5-player game plays the merchant, expecting to make a lot of coin from the next set of players.
Yeah.
Because his power only activates at the end of the round, the next player plays the assassin, assassinates the merchant,
Takes him out of
and takes him out of the game.
Wow, interesting.
So there's a lot of cut and thrust.
Yeah, you did say it was confrontational.
It is
so-
confrontational. Make sure you're good friends with the people you play with.
Sure. Okay.
And it is very much, in board gaming terms, they talk about take that. There's a lot of that
Sure.
in this game.
Cool.
So that's the spy.
Nice. Quite an interesting card.
Okay. Then, so the original game was a 2 to 4 player game with the 12 cards that you've just seen. There were a series of 4 cards which were, somewhat more complex, but added more variation in the game. So they've been included in this box just as an extra 4, and I'll show you why, but they add a whole lot of complexity to the game.
Sure. All right,
So-
let's take a look.
The first card is the wizard. He doesn't add complexity, but he adds, I think, a fun element in that when you play the wizard, you will point a finger at another player and you will say silence. And in doing so, you'll give them the silence token.
Right.
What that means is that player is literally silenced. Not the card, not the character, but the player at the table. They may not speak until the end of the next blocking phase.
Sure.
Now that has 2 effects, obviously. The first is to stop them blocking during the blocking phase, so there'll be 1 less block. And secondly, to stop them talking at all until that phase is over. If they do speak, well then they owe the player, they have to pay the player that silenced them a coin.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the one that goes down particularly well with people playing with spouses or significant others, and it can cause a lot of fun at the table.
Yeah, the silent treatment.
Yes, exactly. Now, obviously, stopping somebody from blocking is quite an important
Sure.
thing in the game, particularly devastating in a 2-player game. Because bear in mind, if we're playing 2-player, I can stop you blocking.
Yeah.
It means I can basically play with impunity.
Totally. And yeah.
So the wizard becomes a fun card, but particularly devastating
Wow.
in a 2-player setup.
Interesting.
So the next card is the Hierophant. And this is the card that probably causes the most variation or most randomness in the game. So what the Hierophant does is, in addition to getting a coin,
Sure.
the Hierophant also is able to create alliances in the game.
Okay.
And you indicate that by using these tokens. So there's a series of tokens which really are associated with the Hierophant. And what you can do, as soon as you play the Hierophant, you choose 2 of these tokens, assuming they're not in an alliance already, and the characters are not dead, i.e. haven't been removed by the assassin.
Sure.
You choose 2 of them and you join them together like this on the table so that everyone can see that these 2 are now in an alliance. And what that means is, for the rest of the game, any player who plays either one of those, or who activates either one of those 2 cards, in this case, the thief and the merchant, can elect to use the power on the card or the power of the character that's allied or associated with them.
Wow. That's huge.
So in this scenario, I could in the next round play the thief and decide I don't want to use the thief's power, I would rather use the merchant's ability.
Sure.
Obviously, if I play the thief, if the thief's blocked, I can't activate it anyway and I don't get any of that benefit. But theoretically, even if the merchant were blocked, I could activate my thief card and choose to use the merchant's
Yeah.
ability.
Okay.
So, and the game, obviously, the permutations increase the more we put different alliances into the game.
That's great.
You can only have characters can only be allied with one other character.
Sure. So there's one of each token.
We can't create multiple alliances.
Okay. Cool.
And there's one of each token except for the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is the one character that can't be placed
Sure.
in an alliance with another character.
Okay. Interesting.
So that's what the Hierophant does. And then,
So this is quite a complex one. You need to know the cards. You need to know.
well, you need to know the cards. You certainly need to know what all the characters do.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
why it was originally considered to be
An expansion.
an expansion, but
Okay.
these days I find most people want to play with it anyway. So
Oh, there we
use
go.
it. And then in a way, the opposite to the Hierophant is the Courtesan. The Courtesan steals a coin from any other player, a single
Okay.
coin. You choose if you activate this card, and then destroys an existing alliance. So if there was an alliance between the princess and the bodyguard, say, I would have to then destroy an existing alliance. So
Okay.
that alliance no longer occurs in the game.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so that's
So
the
that's the
courtesan.
counterpoint to
It's the counterpoint to the Hierophant. Yeah, if you're going to play with a Hierophant card in the deck, you
Worth
should
having the
always
card.
play with the courtesan.
Okay.
Uh,
Interesting. So you say if you want to play with that, does that mean you can optionally take cards out if they don't
yes,
work for you,
I would
or-
suggest if it's your first game, I would take out all 4 of the cards that have the little Strange Allies token in the bottom right-hand corner, and just play with the other 12, assuming that you only have 4 players or less. And once you've played a game or two of that, you may want to then move on. And I think you will want to move on to
Yeah.
using the other
Just
cards.
adds depth. It's great.
Yeah, it adds depth and it adds a sort of deeper strategy to the game as well. So in terms of deep strategy, the Seeress is one of the strangest cards, if not the strangest card in the game. Because unlike all the other cards, there's no benefit to be had from activating the Seeress
Okay.
during the activation phase. The value of the Seeress is that if during the pass phase,
Okay.
which precedes obviously playing an
Yeah,
activation.
before you even lock it down.
Yeah, the first phase, when we're passing cards around, if I'm the first player and I pass the Seeress to my left, and for whatever reason, in the same round, the Seeress comes all the way back to me.
So no one wants it.
No one wants it because it's a useless card.
Yeah.
It comes all the way back to me, I reveal it,
Yeah.
and I immediately gain the number of coins equal to the number of players in the game.
Wow.
Now, in a 4 or 5 player game, obviously that becomes a huge win
Yes.
because you need 10 coins to win. So it's an option that doesn't come off a lot,
But when it does.
but when it
it's-
does, it pays big.
That's great.
So not only is this, however, the Seeress is not only a useless card in the normal sense, in the sense of it doesn't do anything in
lock
the
it in.
activation phase. There's another problem with the Seeress, and that is when the assassin assassinates the Seeress, unlike any other target, not only does the assassin character get a coin from the supplier, they also get a coin from the person who had the Seeress.
Oh wow.
In other words, assassinating the Seeress is a big target for the assassin,
Sure.
and also a reason why you might want to pass it on rather than hold on to it.
Yeah.
So a common play would be the player with the assassin and the Seeress in his hand passes the Seeress to his left, immediately trying to put the fear into the next player
Sure. Yeah.
and encourage them to pass it all the way around back to the assassin player, who will then reveal it. And
So that
Make a
happens
big
at
score.
the end of the passing phase. As soon as that
Correct.
comes back to the
As soon
first
as it-
player's hand, they say, "Boom."
as soon as it comes back to you, you reveal it and you get the benefit.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
And those are the cards.
that's it. That's all 16 of the cards.
Excellent. But to help new players along when you first start playing Ambition, you'll find that on the back of the rule sheet is actually a cheat sheet which gives you information and explanations on all the different cards in the game and what they do, including those 4 sort of advanced cards from the Strange Allies expansion, which you can choose to play with or not. But
Yeah, and I should probably stress that you don't. I think some new players look at that cheat sheet and think, "Oh no, now I need to know all 16 cards." Well, that you don't. In a 2-player game, there's only going to be 4 cards in play,
Yeah.
at least for the beginning of the game. So it's not a case of having to learn what every card does. You need to know what the cards that you've seen and that you have, and
That's
that's it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that I hope that sheet does help.
and I suppose even by looking at the sheet, you're not giving anything away
No, and
because people know what they've passed to you, so they're not going to learn anything based on the fact that you're looking at the sheet.
yeah, and obviously it varies. You know, players have different experience with games, but we find that within a game and a half, players are jettisoning the sheet
That's it. Yeah.
because they
Once you get used to the iconography and that
yes,
sort
once
of thing, it
once
makes
you
sense.
appreciate what the icons mean, then it becomes a lot easier.
Cool. All right, so let's set up for a 2-player game. So what do we
Okay.
do?
So 2-player game. The first thing we do is we decide who the first player is going to be. Now the rules are very specific. The last player who killed an insect
Oh man, I don't know.
takes the first player token.
Let's just
obviously-
assume it's you for today.
Let's assume that. Obviously, you know, if some people have objections to destroying the Almighty's creatures, and then you can just randomly decide.
Yeah, okay.
Let me be the first player.
Sure.
Without admitting anything, let me be the first player.
I think you probably know how to play it.
Yes, and we're playing a 2-player game. So the one thing you do for a 2-player game is you remove the Seeress card. Seeress card just does not
Back
work.
in the box. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so that's the one card that does not play. So we shuffle the deck and we deal. Oh, we try shuffle the deck, and we deal 2 cards to each player.
Okay. And we can look at these, but
And
not
you
show
can look
anyone
at those,
else.
and then we have a deck.
Okay.
Okay, so we look at our cards. Now I'm the first player, and the first phase is the pass phase. I'm sorry. The other thing we do is we burn a card. We take a card off the top of the deck
Okay.
because there's a lot of card counters out there.
Yeah, and you want to keep it.
You want to keep some random element
Sure,
in the
sure.
game. All right, so starting with me now, I will pass a card to my left.
Got it.
Which in this case is you. So I'll give you
Okay.
that. You keep that, and that goes
Cool.
into your hand.
Into my hand, and then I choose one to
And
pass
you look
to
at your cards and you choose what one to pass to me.
Okay. I am going to pass this one to you.
Okay, so now
So if there were more players, it would pass around.
it would continue
Okay.
to go around. So now that the 2 of us each have our cards,
Got it.
that's the end of the pass phase. That's
Mm-hmm.
all that we do. The next phase is the play phase. So we select a card,
Right.
we put it face down in front of us, and as you said, that's locked in. That's our choice for the round. That's all we do in the play phase, and that's over. And then we go to the blocking phase. So now it's you. This is the one phase that goes anti-clockwise, starting with you, and you're
Okay.
because you're to the right. So you nominate a card that you want to block. Now, obviously, you don't know a lot about what's in the game. at this
Sure.
stage.
Yeah.
You know, or at least you should know, what you passed me.
Trying to remember. Yeah.
See,
Okay.
it's also a memory game.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all you know.
Yes.
So there's not a lot of information at your disposal. So what a lot of players do early on is just find the cards that they think make the biggest amount of money and block those.
So
Or,
things like the king.
for example, the king gets a lot of blocks, and you nominate a card and you block it, and you say it out loud. Sounds like a magic trick.
All right. So I
Just
will
name your card.
Okay.
anything.
I'm gonna block the king. Why
Okay.
not? It seems
you're
like
gonna
a
block
good
the
starting
king?
move.
I am going to block the merchant.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. So we've both named the king and the merchant. Those blocks are selected, and that's the end of the blocking phase. Then we go back, lastly, to the activation phase, and we go back to the first player, who's me, and I will, if I can, activate my card.
Yes.
And luckily for me, I can. It's the huntsman who, if you are the first player, earns you 3 coins. So I will take 3 coins from the supply.
Wow. That's a good one.
Yes, lucky one. Now the player would move to you. Now,
Yes. Okay.
if you are blocked, bear in mind that 2 blocks were king and merchant.
Yes.
You will tap it with your knuckle to indicate that you can't play. But if you're not blocked, then you can, and you reveal it and you go for it.
Okay. This is a bit of a dick move, but I'm playing the wizard.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Rob, just because I want one of his coins, because I know he has to talk because we're making a video now. So, silence. There we go.
So
Hey, there
I
we
will
go.
then talk.
Hey, see.
I
And now
pass the first player to the left, and because
That was
I
a
spoke,
very dick move of me. You don't
Gareth
want to do that in real life.
has now got a coin.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
So the play will continue now.
Okay.
Now bear in mind that I have 2 coins.
Yes.
So we're at the start of a round. I'm going to take the option which every player has, and that is to pay 2 coins,
To get a fresh
draw
card.
another card
Okay,
into my
nice.
hand. Okay, so now I have 3, you have 2.
Yeah.
I should have an advantage.
Totally. Okay.
But I've paid 2 coins of a potential 10 in order to do that.
Sure. So, but I mean, that extra card you find, it gives you a big advantage in terms of options. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's just do one more round. So
Okay.
so now, starting, you're the first player, you have to pass to me.
Sure.
So now I have to pass something to you,
Yeah.
which will be that.
All right.
Okay, so now we will have our cards, and now we choose the card we want to play.
Oh, okay. I am going to block the wizard, the
Okay.
silent Oki.
Okay, so,
Okay.
yeah, you fear reprisal.
I do.
So you'll be able to play first in the activation phase.
Okay, and I am playing
So
the
you
merchant.
activate the merchant. So you don't get any coins yet, but at the end of the round, you'll get either 1 or 2.
So this is a bad card to play as the first.
No,
player.
it's quite good because it puts pressure on me. Because I might want to now tap just to stop you getting
Sure.
coins.
Okay.
I don't because I've got the king.
Oh, thug. Okay.
So I would
Interesting.
earn 3 coins.
And now would
and
I
you
earn 2?
would now earn 2.
Okay, interesting.
We'll be going to the third round. We'd be sitting on.
Let's carry
three
on.
each.
Let's carry on.
Okay.
I'm enjoying this.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we
let's
pick
keep
up our
going.
cards. This
Okay, cool.
moves.
Lovely. Okay, so
Alright.
we've got 3 cards each. And the paying 2 to get an extra card, you do that at any time.
At the start of the round. So we're at the start of the round
Okay,
now.
I'm
If you
going to
wanna
do that.
Then you
Yeah.
do it.
Thank
Okay.
you.
And then I will have to pass a card to you to start the round.
Wonderful.
So I will pass that to you.
Thank you very
And
much.
then you will pass to me.
I am going to pass this to you.
Okay.
All right.
So
and
now-
we lock in.
Okay. Now. So you've just drawn an extra card, and I don't know what it is. So I need to be clever. Okay.
Okay.
So now you would be the first blocker.
I get to block it. I'm going to block the huntsman.
And I will block. Well, I'm gonna have a random shot here because you've just drawn a card. I suspect you've played it just to take you through my thought process.
Okay.
So I think that I'm gonna block the princess.
Okay.
So
That would be a good guess.
So I'll be first player, and I will turn over the king again,
Oh,
which
man.
was unblocked.
Damn.
So 3 coins
Okay. And I am going to turn over the merchant.
again.
Which is another 2 coins for me.
Correct.
Correct. Lovely.
All right.
Okay.
So
Ooh, so how many coins do you have? 6. Oh
I've
my
got
gosh.
6 because
This
I'm
is-
an expert at this game.
You are. I swear you played it before. This is ridiculous.
So you will pass to me first. Bear in mind it's the start of the round, so you can go for the extra card
No,
option.
no. I'm. Yeah.
I'm ahead, so I might do that.
Oh, cheeky. I'm a bit a pound foolish here. So okay, I'm going to. So I pass first. Yes, because I'm the first
You
player.
will pass first.
There we are. Enjoy it.
Thank you. And I'm going to pass you that.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And I'm just going to show everybody what I'm going to play, just to
Cheeky.
Make it-
Cheeky.
terribly
Man.
difficult for you.
Oh man. Okay. Oh man.
So now we choose our card.
I'm going to quickly refer to the cheat sheet. Just
No,
give me a second.
That's fine. That's fine. I won't look.
Okay, now I know what I want to play now.
Okay.
Okay, my turn.
So,
no,
it's
you
me.
blocking.
I will
Okay.
block, and I will block. What did you? I'll block the merchant. You seem to have played it every
Interesting.
turn so far. And who will you block?
I am going to block the king.
Right.
Ugh.
So,
Okay,
if you can play, you'll
I
reveal.
can. I'm going to reveal the actor.
Okay. So,
talk me through the actor and
so
how
the
it works.
actor, you gain a coin.
Okay, lovely.
You take the top card off the deck. You keep
Mm-hmm.
it secret, and then secretly you decide to put either the actor or that card that you just drew back on the deck. So
Okay.
between the 2 cards, you look
On
at
the
them.
top of the deck, eh?
Oh no, we'll shuffle it in.
I shuffle it in, okay?
So you
I'm gonna.
secretly put a card in here.
Okay, so this is the one that I want shuffled in. I'm gonna
Okay,
keep
so
this
we'll
one,
just shuffle it in.
and this goes into my hand now.
Correct.
Okay,
And who did you block again? I can't
I
remember.
blocked the king.
Okay, you blocked the king. I played the thief, which allows me to steal.
Oh,
2
thug
coins.
life, thug life.
Okay.
Man, that's rough.
Yeah. So that's it. Then we
Okay.
gather up our cards. First player token
Right, that comes to
me.
you. Lovely. I want to quickly check something.
Yeah, no.
Not giving away
Familiarise
that I took
yourself
the new
with-
card. Okay.
Well, you could be very good at bluffing.
Oh, maybe. I'm not. Okay. Interesting. Right.
So I pass to you.
You do.
Pass that.
Ooh, interesting. I am going to pass. That.
Fine.
Fine.
At your peril. All right.
Cheeky. Okay.
And so we then select our card to play.
Yes. I'll play that one.
I'm going to play that one.
All right.
You are allowed to block first.
I'm going to block the king.
And I will block the wizard.
The wizard.
So it'll be me to play.
Yes.
But I'm going to block.
Got him. Okay. I am playing the witch.
All right. So the witch will earn you a coin.
Lovely.
And you would be able to cast a spell on me by saying curse.
Curse.
But it has no effect because I've already played.
I
Whereas
see.
if I
Okay.
was still to play, I would have to swap one of these cards for this one.
Got it. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything in my hand that would have done any better for me.
Okay, well, there you go. So there's your
Lovely. Okay.
good
Cool.
spot on the king, by the way.
there. Oh, cheers, man. So it was the king. You're not
It
just
was.
bluffing.
No, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, look, there is a higher grade play which where you
So
give away you decide not to play even though you can. And some of the players who've taken this game to a different level will use it as a sort of strategic
as part of
device.
their strategy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I'm passing that to you.
Okay. And I will return the favor by passing that to you.
You guys are about to see me take control here.
All right.
It's getting emotional.
Okay.
That's locked
So
in?
I will block first.
Yes.
I'm a bit at sea as to what you've got, but I'm gonna go. I think you've tried the witch. I'm gonna block the witch.
Interesting. I'm going to block the king again.
All right. So you can play first.
And I'm going to play the huntsman. Yeah.
Forgot about that.
There we go.
There's 3 coins.
Now we tied 6 coins each.
Yeah. Well,
For those of you keeping
we
track.
were.
Oh!
The thief.
Thug. Oh, man.
So it becomes a 4.
Open collared ruffian over here. She was. Okay.
Right.
So you're the first player?
I am.
To me?
I don't want to put any unnecessary pressure on you, but if I have 2 more coins, I will win the
Oh,
game.
God. So it really does play very quickly,
Yeah,
especially when you're as
particularly-
poor as I am.
Yes, when your opponent is dreadful.
Exactly.
No, I'm notoriously bad at it as well. I must be honest.
Well, that's not making me feel a whole lot better.
Okay.
No, that's great.
All right.
Okay.
So I have to pass you a card,
Yes.
and I shall.
Cool.
Seeing as you seem to like it so much.
Interesting. Okay. I am going to... Ooh, interesting. There we go. All right. This is...
Okay. So you're working out what I'm going to play. You got it in your head. You've picked a card.
I do.
Okay. So you will block first.
I'm blocking the witch.
I'm going to block the king. So I will play it and reveal the merchant. That puts you in a very difficult position because should you activate your card, I will
You
get
would
2
win.
coins and win the game.
Okay. Well,
Right, so I'll take 1.
you'll have to think: is he doing that because he can't or because he won't?
Well, yeah, exactly. Now in that situation, you had no choice because it would have.
Yes.
I would win immediately.
But now you don't know if you're. Yeah,
Yeah.
It could be
It could be because you
a good masquerade for me.
Exactly.
sort of.
You might have had a blocked card, in which case.
All right. I'm getting a little bit premature here.
Sorry, you got to pass me something.
Yes. Sorry. Okay. There we go. Jesus, it's never happened to me before.
No, don't worry. I mean,
Right. Okay.
right. Now I have to pass you something.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Okay, so I will pass you something useless.
Thanks.
Sure.
Wow, you got a lot of cards there. What's the card that draws everything up and then?
The Madman.
Madman,
Clearly not in the game yet.
Not in the
At least I
game
hope.
yet because you like overburdened.
Yes, the Madman would have redistributed the
I'm
wealth.
concerned for your carpal tunnel over there with the weight on your.
Don't worry.
You surviving there,
No,
huh?
I'm alright. Okay, so
Alright, cool.
we'll each put a card
Lovely.
down.
Whew, this is
No
the
pressure.
round. Okay.
No pressure.
you
So
blocking first, eh?
I'm blocking first, and I'm just checking what I've got to make sure I didn't block one of mine. I will block the huntsman.
I'll
Would you-
block the king.
So you play first. You can't play. Oh, that's a. I will.
Oh, well done.
So that's-
okay, nice. It was indeed the huntsman.
Thought so.
Oh man, that was great.
That's how it works.
Lovely, quick little game. I don't know, it was
Yeah.
10-15 minutes
Yeah.
done. What a pleasure.
There
And it
we
works
go.
well with 2, which is
Yeah,
something that's very rare in games of this
Well,
sort of
it's
ilk.
true. I mean, it can be quite intense with 2, because it's much easier to work out what's going on,
Yeah.
and then becomes a mind game very quickly with 2 players.
No, totally.
But it does work with 2.
Cool. So if people like what they saw and they want to get their hands on a copy of the game, where can they get it? What must they do?
As of now,
Yeah.
it's available in two stores.
Okay.
The Big Box in town,
Sure.
in Cape Town, and in Fanaticus.
Okay.
Board games in Plattekloof.
That's it.
Both of those stores will have it, and they'll both have both have an online presence, so you can
Great.
get
Just
it at
order
both.
it there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And the number of stores is going to increase
Sure.
over the next 2 or 3 months.
Cool. So just people must
Yeah.
just keep their eyes peeled and
Absolutely.
they'll start cropping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Cool. Rob, thank you so much for coming through and showing me how to play Ambition. It was lots of fun.
Absolute pleasure.
Cool. And good luck with the game.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks very
Excellent.
much.
Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.